They finally did it. Finally, after many years of trying to link Trump to some kind of crime, from the Russian collusion to the quid pro quo with Zelensky, Ukraine, and then the Gen 6 insurrection, so-called, the storming of the Capitol building, and then they did try to do some financial thingy, and finally they got Trump on a weird thing regarding giving so-called hush money to a former porn star, which allegedly they have sex, which Trump denied they have, and so whatever it is, this becomes the headline now. The New York Times posted huge word guilty. Jury convicts Trump on all 34 counts, and it sounds and looks really bad and looks really sensational. That's if you do not know what the hell happened during the trial. And the jury was given some ridiculous limitations and super thick instruction on how they should judge the case, which makes zero sense. And I will not going to go into that. No, you can research yourself because it's utterly pointless, because this is basically almost like a kangaroo court. If it's not already a kangaroo court, basically this is as corrupt as you can imagine any form of justice system is going to be, because, like I mentioned, they did try so much things. The Russian collusion, they spent a lot of money, a lot of time, 2-3 years to indict Trump, and that alone limited and basically caused Trump to really had really a lot of limitations to performing his duty as a president. And then they have the quid pro quo, which caused him to be impeached by when he was still a president, which didn't go anywhere, of course, because there's basically cannot be proven to be a crime or what of any kind. And then Gen 6, which is also, they cannot draw links to Trump, but the scapegoats all get charged and have some got very bad sentences for simply waltzing into the Capitol building because the police just allowed them to do so. So this is the state of United States right now, and I wrote that we are now entering uncharted territory in the US politics right now, because this is getting crazy right now, and this is now at the level of unknown and danger as the reign of Abraham Lincoln during prior to the American Civil War, or at least this is what I think. And whether we will see a Civil War 2 in the United States really depends on what transpired in the next few months, because during those days, the Union was breaking apart, and Abraham Lincoln had to make some very drastic decisions, basically go to war and ignoring some of their constitutions and laws and whatnot, and to get things done. And eventually, of course, Abraham Lincoln was seen as this hero because his faction won the Civil War. But no, I'm not saying that it's a similar situation, because it's very, very different. Because during the United States in that era is very, very different. The Union was pretty young, and they have free state and slave states. There was a balance of power between the two sides, and of course this difference in philosophy cannot be sustained. But for this situation right now is very different, in the sense that the entire government system, judicial system has been weaponized. Not entire, but at least for this New York state, and this is a state level court. So Donald Trump still can appeal. He definitely knows there's still a lot of level of course. He's probably going to be acquitted. This trial is going to be invalidated by a higher level court, most likely. But it has already have some huge ramification for US politics, and it also puts into question what is the next step from the Democratic side, or from the Democratic Party side, or the anti-Trump side. We do not know what's to come, and there's always this looming fear that assassination is on the card. And especially there was just a assassination attempt in Slovakia just not too long ago. So the secret the federal agents the secret agents that is protecting Trump is definitely on overtime because things is getting really scary. The so and this guilty verdict, have changed a lot of things. And the reaction to his guilty verdict is a mixture, according to NBC and according to AP, and also from my observation across some of the social media. Pro-Trump supporters and people who are not even pro-Trump, but they are just disillusioned by this trial, started to fly American flag upside down as a sign of protest against this verdict, showing trying to say that they have they are losing their country. Basically that's what they say. And this Trump also came out with official press conference in the Trump Tower, explaining his position, his point of view, and he basically blasted the trial as a rigged trial. And there are certain people that he cannot even mention by name because he's banned from doing it. So so he got charged 34 felony charges, but so far most people not even sure what is the 34 charges. What is he incriminated for? Most people don't even know because it's totally all over the place. And across the social media, so Joe Biden was asked a question regarding
the president blames you directly. What's your response to that, sir? Do you think the conviction will have an impact on the campaign?
So basically, Joe Biden grinned when he asked about whether Donald Trump is a political prisoner of the government. He basically, in the Joe Biden way, just smiled and grinned and walked out in a weird way. And so clearly, Joe Biden is happy with this situation, this result. Vivek Ramaswamy, who was a previous competitor to Trump for the Republican ticket, has condemned this verdict. And he said that people are asking him the moment he landed in Italy, what the hell is happening? And now, he's very pissed. He claimed that now United States is like a banana republic and the rest of the world is laughing. And yes, it's true. A lot of the world is laughing, including myself, which I'm not American. I thought this is ridiculous. How United States have came to this point. Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister for Hungary, also supported Trump. As you can see, this is what I'm trying to show in the sense that in the global, in the macro sense, Trump has so much supporters, and it's not just within America, but it's across different political spectrum, overseas. But particularly, on the conservative side, the right wing side, tends to be more supportive of Trump. I didn't see much from the left wing side. There are some supporters very happy about anti-supporters of Trump, but generally this doesn't look good because the fact that foreign leaders like Viktor Orban basically don't agree with the trial verdict shows that people have no respect for the judicial system. They don't think that this trial is legitimate. And more funny things is like Andrew Tate also appeared, and then he said that he's donating $200K to Trump, and then his brother also talked about how this entire premise of the charge is weird because he talked about that island that I shall not talk about. So how the disparate this weird way how United States justice system work. The libertarians also reported about how that according to the Daily Mail poll, Donald Trump got a 6-point bump just by being verdict as guilty. And it's important to note that Donald Trump also raised $34.8 million from small donations. So this is not from big donations, but small donations within the span of like 8 to 10 hours after he was found guilty. So a lot of people donated to show support to Trump, to show that they are behind him. And Sean Maguire, who is not a small thing. He's a partner to Sequoia, one of the very big funds, and investor funds, and he's a well-known guy. I think he also donated 300,000. Clearly, he's not really a Trump person per se. So he used to be anti-Trump. You see, he donated to Hillary Clinton and whatnot. So I'm not going to read his article. Scott Adam, and another guy, a political observer, also donated to Trump. I don't think he's a pro-Trump guy either. And then you have Eva Vladingersbrok. I don't know how to. I'm not sure if I pronounce her name correctly. So she's one of these so-called far right commentator, and she also came out to talk about how this is totally corrupted. Meanwhile, I also want to say that this video is likely to be demonetized. Knowing YouTube, talking about US politics, talking about Trump, this video is gone. So I'm just informing you guys. I don't think I'm going to earn much money at all from this video. I'm just sharing, the macro picture from what I can see. And Alex Jones also came out to talk about this, and he issued a false flag warning because there's a lot of anger regarding this trial results. And Alex Jones basically said that there is a possibility of a false flag, some kind of a terror attack that would then be used to link to Trump. So Alex Jones said this, and I think it makes sense if you think about some kind of a battle for power with no rules. Basically anything goes. You can clearly imagine that would be a possible route for the anti-Trump forces to create a false flag, demonize his supporters, link Trump to a bigger conspiracy, and basically pull him down and pull him out of the ticket for the US presidency. So I thought it's a bit important to tell you about what Alex Jones say, because he tend to make pretty good predictions. Because a lot of his prediction has run its course and came out to be true. So this clearly, to me, like I mentioned, based on the pure analysis of unrestricted combat or battle for power, you can totally imagine that to be the case. Something that could possibly happen, because United States is no longer, maybe it was never, but it used to be known as a very a country that have some kind of law and justice kind of things, but by now it's clearly that this is gone. So anything could possibly go, and we already seen all sort of nonsense that happens over the past 8 years with BLM being weaponized, COVID. The COVID, you're not supposed to go out. Suddenly they allow the protesters to go and protest. Somehow that doesn't matter. COVID suddenly don't matter for that. So the also weird things that happened in United States. It clearly show that a lot of these things has already broken by now. So more. Naomi Sepp, I think is German. So she talks about things that Germany don't like. Basically she also supports Trump. She also not supports Trump, but she cares about the justice for Donald Trump. Her position is very similar to how I view United States, because the world that links very closely with United States, be it like Singapore, Europe. If a collapse of United States happen, then everyone in this Western aligned world will follow as well. And in the power vacuum, another major power will definitely fill its place. The problem is who will be filling up United States' place in the world. Because if United States, let's say in the worst case scenario, instead of just a decline, United States will still be a big player in the world. They'll just probably be more like India, in the sense. Worst case scenario, they'll be like Brazil. But if let's say United States go into a civil war, in actual fight, war where armies fight armies, United States will be out of the world. They will be out of the geopolitics. They will be busy fighting themselves, and then the world, in the geopolitical stage, everyone will be vying for leadership. Then who will be leading the world will decide how the world will be run, what is the rules, what kind of limitations and restrictions this new rising power will decide. Is it Russia? Could it be China? My personal thinking is that Russia and China will fight it out for it. But of course, they will not fight it out in the warfare, but they will definitely fight it out in the geopolitical stage through diplomatic means and influence and whatnot. Maybe worst case scenario, they will have proxy wars between Russia and China. Clearly, I know you guys don't believe that could happen, but that's because you don't understand Russia and China the way how I understand them to be. So and Russia probably to me is better than China, or in term of how as a leader of the world, because generally Russia is still a democratic country. Yes, despite you don't like the results, but in Singapore we have the same political results. A ruling party wins most of the seats, a super majority, but it runs perfectly fine for Singapore. It runs perfectly fine for Russia. So, but China is not a typical capitalistic democratic country. They are essentially still a communist country. They learned from Singapore. Have capitalistic integration into their system. However, they the way how they operate in the geopolitics is quite different. So, and yeah, none of it actually is preferable to United States, unless you are someone in Africa or Middle East, maybe you would not like it as much. So it's really nobody knows what's going to happen in that kind of way, and there's also a high chance that neither Russia and China will be able to project power to be able to become the leader of the world, leading to some kind of protracted multipolarity, and which would mean more wars and more tension and more chaos until there is some kind of consensus that that everybody can believe in. So there is bad things when United States is in a mess. There's also, of course, bad things when United States is strong. So so hopefully the best thing is, of course, we hope that United States will be ruled by a good guy, but yeah, it is not really within our control. We are all outside of United States. Unless you are American, then let's go to see what you're going to vote in November. So so according to a CNN senior legal analyst, Kanakwa the Great posted this. Even this so-called analysts say that this conviction is more like a political hit job, because the judge actually donated money. He had made political donations to Biden, so Biden's campaign. So this clearly is not okay. The prosecutor also boasted on the campaign trail about that he has sued Trump over 100 times. Clearly, this is too political as well. And all the other things, like inflated this demeanor, beyond the statute of limitations. They cannot. DA refused to specify what is unlawful means. They didn't exactly say what is the law that is broken. So a lot of things the charges are unusual. They are totally bespoke, which means are totally customized, crafted individually for Trump and no one else. And so there's a lot of no good stuff that is all about this Trump's case. So it's totally unusual. Clearly, this is political in nature, this conviction. And so this, just for a reminder, is that Bill Clinton also used to pay off someone, and this is totally opened, to settle the claim of sexual assault. So this is not new. So even if, let's say, Trump indeed have sex with a porn star, and then and then he pay hush money to shut her up, isn't this exactly the same thing? And then she's so happy. You see, she's so happy. So Bill Clinton did the same thing. So are we going to see a trial for Bill Clinton? Clearly not. So this is entirely weird. And Liz Wheeler posted this interesting tweet. So I'm not going to read it out. The reason because YouTube don't like it, and I don't want the channel to be affected. But blah blah deleted emails, blah blah's clients walk free. Some blah blahs are allowed to enter United States. Then there are some blah blah made a lot of money through insider trading. Some blah blah is a blah blah addict with blah blah, and then blah blah sold access to some communists. Then there are also some blah blah regarding Gen 6, and then some blah blah weaponized the three-letter agencies to get Trump. Blah blah lied about some gain of blah blah that created the virus. Cuomo blah blah 11,000 blah blahs in blah blah city, and yeah, there is a lot of things, a lot of crazy shit happen in the United States. As for an observer from afar, all these things, most of these things, if I'm not wrong, I was watching it, and it blows my mind how United States is not. It's not really. They don't follow their own laws. Even if people lie under oath, there is no consequences. Since somehow, Donald Trump got convicted for 34 counts of I do not know what it is. So, yeah, that's the state of the United States, and it's very concerning what is to come. Clearly, the next logical step is Trump will appeal the case. The problem is the unpredictables. Because Trump is leading in all polls right now, he is almost certainly going to win the election this time round. When I was very confident in the previous election that he was going to win, but somehow there was a search for Biden's votes. So maybe that's legitimate. Okay, maybe that's legitimate. But this time round, because Biden had performed as a president, and people saw his performance, so now any goodwill is already gone. So we are going to see Trump likely going to win the election, and with this conviction, it looks like it only boosted his popularity, only highlighted the situation, the corruption, and the unfairness of the judicial and the political system in the United States. So even more people is coming to support Trump and are going to plan to vote for Trump. They donated to Trump, even if they are actually not a fan of Trump. Many of them I already seen on social media, they don't like Trump. They never supported Trump. They never voted for him. But this time round, they planning to vote for him. And this is just a sentiment that I'm getting, the kind of sentiment that I'm feeling that is happening. But the problem is, if this is an unstoppable wave of support for Trump, and Trump is looking to get swept into the White House, what could the anti-Trump forces do next? I think that's the scary part. And depending on the actions, depending on whether the Trump side able to do the right thing, take care of Trump, and get everything done correctly, things might get even worse. So anyway, this is just a sum up of the situation with the Trump conviction of guilty. He's still not sent to prison yet because they can still appeal. But anyway, thank you for watching. Do press the like button. My heart is to the Americans, and please don't screw up your country, because if United States go into the mess, the whole world will go into the mess. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next update.